Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 366 days this year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we've got a great community here because of you. However, it's sometimes hard to tell where to look, but because of you. Thank you. You've been so kind to me and so kind to each other. So thank you. I have someone who very much wants me to move the bed, and if I do this now, maybe, just maybe, he will actually sleep. Hey, come here. Look at this. Oh, look at this. It's a nice spot. He's tired. He's tired and he's grumpy. Yes, you are tired. You are small and cute and tired and grumpy. Join the kitty. Might like it. Try it. All right. Okay. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. So I was trying to thank you. I was trying to fend off trouble later, but here we are. All right. If you're watching on replay, hello. There's timestamping in the description box. All the questions are there, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works for you. So, yes, Citrino, the cuteness is tired. Yes, he is. And yeah, I was fighting with this because I was trying to figure out something I could put with this cuteness. See, he's very tired. All right, he will calm down. He's just crabby. So, all right, we have got a whole bunch to read on today. You're tired. You're going to sit there and cry the whole time? Really? Really? Do you not have... Are you not entertained? No, seriously. You have 3 cat trees. You have 2 dedicated beds. You've got food, treats. I got a water fountain for the cats, as well as multiple bowls. They're sitting out. There are 3 great big, these huge, 3 huge litter boxes. Okay, I'll just go on. All right. Let me just jump into the questions then. So we're going over, I got a bunch of questions from yesterday. I want to make sure I get to them. It's very cute. And they're worth all the trouble. Yes, they are. Yes, even you. Even you. Hi. What do you want? What is it you're after? What is it you're after? Huh? Oh. What is it you're after, dear? Hi. Okay. Sandra Moore says, but you do not have the one thing the jiggy needs. Obviously, I have failed. Obviously, I'm not even trying. According to him. I think I know what he wants. I think he might want Mr. Dot. We'll see what happens. All right, I need to get to the readings. 4 minutes, 40 seconds in. Hi, yoy. Oh, this is just frustrating. The Biden administration says Texas is blocking agents from a portion of the border with Mexico because, of course, they are. What is Abbott planning? Quote, the justice system alleged Friday the Texas border officers erected additional concertina wire and fence on the banks of the Rio Grande, making it impossible for Border Patrol agents to do their jobs along the busiest parts of the U.S. Mexico border. You say that it is the worst catastrophe. Our country's being invaded. We're being overrun, but then you're not letting the federal government actually do something about it. So, yeah, this is not good. Cruel King Abbott. Is that what you want? We'll see if this is what he wants. No? Oh, maybe it is. No? And yes, those are little bowls of water I have in front of the heater. Good. All right, well, I tried. Okay, well, I tried. Other than that, I don't know what he could want. He's like, no, stop. No. We tried playing. We tried playing. Okay. What happened? What happened? Aha! Is everything working now? Okay, sorry. I will get to the readings. I will get things taken care of. Sorry, it went all skew-with. All right, I'm back. So, and yes, it was -9 here, -9 Fahrenheit here earlier. Oh, sweetie. It is currently -3 Fahrenheit. So that's where I am. So things are, it's that kind of day. All right, so let me try to reset. I know we're 9 minutes in, but we're gonna, okay. So the Biden administration says Texas border officers erected additional concertina wire and fence along the banks of the Rio Grande, making it impossible for border agents to do their jobs along the busiest parts of the U.S. Mexico border. So what is Abbott playing at? What's up? What is up? Okay. Entertainment only YouTube. Someone's going to have trouble convincing me that Abbott is not a racist blankety blank. that he does not see people unless they are of a certain whatever economic situation or whatever. He sees them as a vermin. He sees these people coming across. They're vermin. He's awful. He is an awful human being. And with the way I was raised, you're not supposed. Okay, look, the way I was raised, you're not supposed to criticize anyone with any kind of physical disability ever, and that's unreasonable. But that's how I was raised. This man is he is awful. He is a horrible person. Cruel King Abbott. Froxy Roxy says, I don't understand why the federal government doesn't do something about Abbott. Well, there's nothing they could do, really. But yeah, he's ugh. Okay. What else have we got here? Nine of Swords, Fool, Nine of Wands, Knight of Cups, Eight of Swords. Biden's actually been working on the border situation. And anyone who's trying to tell you differently is lying to you. Veronica Johanna says people can't help their disabilities. Oh, no, that's absolutely true. But the way I was raised, it was that if someone has a disability, they've already got enough to deal with. So you do what you bend over backwards to not criticize them. That's the way I was raised. Rightly or wrongly, that's... Yvonne M says Abbott's wife is Hispanic. Go figure. Yeah, I knew that. I know that. I just it's a certain... That's his situation. That's her family. That's this. Those people over there, they're vermin to him. And exactly, Honey Appleton, Biden's trying, but the right doesn't want the solution to take away their talking points. Exactly. Biden is trying to fix the situation. He's trying to help. But a lot of times they can't even, the solution isn't welcome. Their help is blocked. I'm telling you, Abbott, I don't know. I'm picking up. He almost views the people coming across the border as subhuman. That's just what I'm getting. Maybe I'm wrong, but this whole we're being absolutely invaded. You're not being invaded. Biden is trying to deal with all the countries south of the border to try and create ways for people to want to stay in their own countries. Plus, Biden's not sticking his fingers in his ears going, la, la, la. No. He's working on this. But he's stymied. Also, it feels like has Abbott ever talked about running for president? Because there's some serious. It's either political ambition or it's elevation that he wants to be important. Social superiority. Raymond Pascal says GOP, gaslight, obstruct, and project. Yeah. Minx of the Black Veil says he wants to be important. Yes. Yes. I was listening to one of the, it was a Midas Touch special with one of the psychiatrists or mental health professionals who took part in writing that book about Trump's mental health problems that are obvious. And she was talking about how he absolutely has to be special. He cannot be made just seen as normal because his own sense of self-worth, his own sense of self is so weak. And frankly, I think we're all getting really tired of dealing with these men's or women's psychological issues. Their mommy issues, daddy issues, trauma issues. And I have great empathy for people who have trauma. Hi, PTSD here, that I've worked on for years to try to combat. We should not have to be, people should not have to suffer because of their inadequacies. And I have noticed that the more people who are included in the conversation, the more minorities, the more basically anybody who isn't a straight white Christian male, and I think the Christian part is really debatable in practicality, in reality. The more you include other people, the more obvious it becomes that there are very smart people who have dealt with their stuff and are actually trying to do a good job. Yeah. Let's put Jasmine Crockett in a position of more power. Let's put Jamie Raskin in a position of more power. His view is so warped. And for him to be important, there has to be a crisis. And it has to be the worst crisis ever. And there will, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will continue to work on legal ways of sorting out immigration. They will have some success. But on the right, it's a zero-sum game. It's all, there's only so much. It's like, honestly, these people, I know human beings are not wired to understand the sheer size and scale of humanity right now. We are hardwired from a time when you'd be lucky if you met 150 people in your entire life. We are not hardwired to understand millions upon millions upon millions, hundreds of million, 100 million, 300 million, 330 million people. We're not good at that. And so to them, it's all a zero-sum game. There's only so much. And if anybody takes anything, there'll be less for us. People who come in, most of them are, the vast majority are incredibly hardworking and just want a chance at safety and to raise their children in peace. And it improves our economy. The more we, Schoolhouse Rock. The more we work toward that more perfect union, the better off we are. The more we are a melting pot, the better off we are. The more we have it, the more we protect our democracy, the better off we are. So people like Abbott and DeSantis and Trump and these blankety blanks, they're first of all, they're dinosaurs. And second of all, they're just horrible people. So anyway, so he's just going to keep playing games. Okay, so related at 21 minutes in. New York Mayor Eric Adams has hit Texas governor with a lawsuit over his mean-spiritedness on the immigration crisis. Adams said that Abbott is intentionally getting people on buses, compelling them to leave the city, and has devastated the lives of people coming into the country. Yeah. Will Adams prevail? Froxy Roxy says everyone should watch the documentary of North Koreans trying to escape to freedom in South Korea and ask yourself, what would you do? It's easy to be cruel until you know someone personally, and then suddenly they're the exception. But then, yeah. Not yet. If he will, the card just saying he wouldn't. Oh, Lois McDonald, I love that Galileo kitty. Yes. Adding insult to injury. That's what Abbott is doing. And he's busing people a message, his extremism, awfulness, and he's not going to listen. So if this lawsuit is going to do anything, if it's going to do anything, it doesn't look like it's going to do much for a while. Hello, Michelle. How is tomorrow? Yes, you are. Why are you awake, my friend? You should be sleeping. Michelle's in Australia, but I'm glad you're here. But I wish you were sleeping. That's all, because I'm a Cancer moon. Betty Cantrell says America needs immigrants. Yeah. People willing to walk thousands of miles to just have a life here and work and raise their families. And those are exactly the kind of people we want. Law-abiding, just trying to live. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not getting much luck. Through the election, I'm getting Abbott making this a bigger and bigger and bigger deal, because to try and push the far-right Republican agenda and try to make Biden look bad. And at this point, there's not going to be in this next year, I'm not seeing much other than Abbott just continuing to be awful. Joanne Smith says, I'm over in Perth in Western Australia. Why aren't you resting? I worry. I know, I have a Cancer moon. It's none of my business. You're an adult, as my grandfather would say. You're 20 and 1, but I worry. Are you okay? I want you to get good rest and have some good vegetable soup and have warm toes. And that's just, I'll be quiet. Yeah, it's a zero-sum game. There's only so much to go around. Please. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Tower. Well, here's the good news. See, Abbott, I think he's in a position of power. I really do. I don't think they're going to be able to do much. He does have some serious struggles this year, but I think the election, I think Democrats are going to do really well in the election. I'm just picking that up over and over. Sorry, Abbott, but cruel King Abbott, people don't want a king, and they don't want a cruel leader. And you are not unique in that there are a lot of people who, there's, of course, there will be Republicans voted into place because there are just very red districts and areas and states in this country. But I'm getting Democrats doing very well. And just Abbott's disappointment on the night of November 5th gives me a little bit of glee because it's a win for decency. Yeah. Minx of the Black Veil says, we also want an electrical grid that works and is not isolated from other states. Ding, 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 ding. CC Ryder says, I'm glad to see the next question. About time someone sued Abbott. Why in the heck hasn't California sued Abbott? I just read on that, I'm afraid. That's what I was talking about, CC Ryder. Yeah. I want to say, actually, I thought some of the other states had sued him. So, oh, well. Oh, infuriating. Okay, at 27:20, Eileen had a question. 27:20. The Supreme Court is to hear arguments over the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act. Idaho argues that states, not doctors or the federal government, should decide what type of treatment. What will happen? Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act. I did not get a chance to look at this. Hang on. Honey Appleton says, Pluto and Aquarius, clean them out, please. Yeah. Okay. Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, EMTALA, is a federal law that regulates emergency treatment in hospitals. It was passed in 1986. It requires that hospitals, in order to participate in Medicare, should provide medical screening examination to anyone who requests one, screen and treat patients in a non-discriminatory manner, stabilize the patients with emergency medical conditions, treat patients within the capabilities of the facility, and if treatment cannot be provided, to transfer patients to another facility with adequate capabilities. Violations would be a failure to screen, emergency medical conditions, et cetera, et cetera. So, Supreme Court, because of course that sounds like, I don't know, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Ay, ay, ay. So, I don't have anything here about the Supreme Court. Oh, wait. ACLU rings alarm over Supreme Court taking up Okay, Supreme Court announced today it would pause a lower court decision holding that states may not bar hospitals from providing female reproductive care to patients in emergency circumstances. Case is down for oral arguments in April. So the state can decide if it's an emergency or not. Not doctors, not the federal government. No, nay. In a case raising similar issues, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled earlier this week that EMTALA, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's what it looks like, does not give patients the right to terminate situations in emergency circumstances, and therefore does not provide a defense to protection to doctors who provide that kind of care to patients facing medical emergencies. We are talking about medical emergencies. Emergency. Do they not care that most women needing that care have other children who will lose their mother? Flames coming out the sides of my head. Nine of Cups. Nine of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Okay, this is technicality. Technicality City. That's where the Supreme Court's going. Sarah Marcus says, I'm being so triggered right now. You and me both. You got it. Yeah, this extremism. Absolute extremism. Nine of Cups. This is medical care laid out how it should be. In this deck, technically, I guess to them, this could be a woman of loose morals, considering most of the women needing this kind of care are faithful married mothers. Nine of Swords, Three of Swords. This is painful. But the Supreme Court basically gutted Roe v. Wade by saying it's states' rights. But there's a cascade effect that they have to be worried about, which is the idea of care can be gutted if states are allowed to do anything they want. And we're talking about Medicare funds. So these hospitals are taking federal funds. Ultimately, I've got us having some success, but it doesn't feel like, oh yes, the Supreme Court. No, it feels like, okay, it's a technicality and they've bumped it back down. Yes, Rob D, another reminder to vote in November. Yes, please. Okay. Cindy says, doctor's oath. I will prevent disease whenever I can. For prevention is preferable to cure. I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind. Oh, it's kind of frustrating today. So at 34:45, but don't forget, I just keep getting that, look, Pluto's going into Aquarius. It's going to start digging up a whole new batch of ground, and ground where freedoms, helping the group, the collective, fighting for freedoms, fighting for equality. Aquarius is big on equality. When Pluto starts plowing through a sign, it starts kicking up all the dust of a particular sign, and it just gets everywhere. And suddenly we're dealing with all the issues from that sign. Well, we're going to start dealing with equality in a big way. And that's the one thing about Pluto and Aquarius in the past, because it was Pluto went through Aquarius during the American Revolution and the French Revolution. Our worry is that we need to just try to stay as calm as possible and peaceful as possible. It isn't that, oh yeah, authoritarianism is going to survive. Patriarchy is going to do well. No. No, 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 no. We need to make sure that nobody starts pulling out ye old guillotine. We need to make sure that does not happen. And that's what those people need to be worried about when it comes to astrology, because that's the energetic current that is going to run through, which is, oh, we're going to have equality. And if you do it peacefully, it'll be peaceful. If you are, the more authoritarian and extreme you are, the more likely it is that things are not going to go well for you. But luckily for you, Democrats tend to be peaceful. And anybody who thinks otherwise, I would say, we're not the ones usually armed to the teeth. Just saying. Anyway. A Michigan redistricting panel is asking the Supreme Court for permission to use unconstitutional maps based on race. Because of course they are. Hello, Nikki. It's a con. They're maps. It's a con. Yep. I got 2 cards for the end, too. So I've got the 5 with the 2 at the end. All right. I'm going to guess that in Michigan, if they don't gerrymander, that they're not necessarily going to do so well. Am I correct in that? Because the far right here is very much on the defensive, and those are really happy Democratic families. It's all come to light. There's big justice here. Major arcana justice. Actual justice. And it's a choice. I mean, this is going to come down to either people are allowed to vote and Democrats are going to do very well, or the Republicans are going to be able to it isn't even gerrymandering, it's just shutting things down so your vote doesn't count at all. Which I guess is gerrymandering, but I don't know, it just feels a little more sinister than that in a way. Honey Appleton says we just voted new maps in. I'm sorry, Honey Appleton, I don't remember what state you're from. I'm sorry. It's hard to. Oh, in Michigan. Really? All right. Is this not a thing? Michigan redistricting. Okay, there's a link here. Let me have a look. If I got bad information, that happens sometimes. It's an old article or it's from a few days ago. The panel asked Brett Kavanaugh to pause an order issued by federal judges that declared the districts unconstitutional because the maps were drawn predominantly on the basis of race. Federal judges ordered for them to be redrawn. for future Michigan State House and Senate elections, including races for later this year. That's what it's saying. Honey Appleton says it was a proposal. A redistricting panel in Michigan led by citizens asked the Supreme Court on Thursday to let it use 13 state legislative district maps that a federal court said violated the U.S. Constitution. So they want it to be used. DLC says Michigan fixed the gerrymandering maps after the last election. Republicans lost control and now need a way to fix the elections. Oh yeah, they're going through, from what this is saying, they're trying to go through Kavanaugh. I like beer. He might be able to give them a little something, but it's not a huge win. I mean, he gives them something, but it's a battle. If this card wasn't here, I'd be very worried. But Amy Jones says Democrats have the governor, House, and Senate, and good things are happening, and Republicans' heads are exploding. Good. As long as it's not literal. Yes, please. All right. Yeah, they can't win. They can't win with regular voting. They have to waiting for their ship to come in. They have to be aggressive, think outside the box, kind of, so that we'll be sitting pretty. Bye. Seriously, after Flint, Michigan, I don't understand how there's not I don't understand how a single Republican would be voted in as dog catcher for 100 years. So, Fran says no pretty nails today. No, I am running into a problem. I'm running into a problem that might put a serious pause into my wearing nails at all. Before I get back to the thing, Veronica, my staycation is actually ended yesterday. Thank you, though. These are the nail stickers I use. They look like this. They've got the white, and they're solid. Right? These are great. I can use them. I can wear nails for hours, then I can take them off, and I can wear a whole different set the next day. They're fantastic. They're easy to put on. They're easy to take off, but they do hold for a while. It's perfect. The company isn't selling them anymore, and I can't find them. The stickers, and I'll get to the reading, but the stickers that come with nails are these. And they are awful. They are absolutely awful. You put them on and you try to pull, you put them on, you try to pull on this tab to get them off, or even from the side. They split along the lines. The top part the top thing doesn't want to come off. I have to get tweezers. I have to sit there. I have to hold them down really hard. And then I've got to get tweezers, and I've got to pick at the sides to try to get the thing off. And then if you pull and parts of it will come up, and it doesn't want to let go later, but it's not great for, it won't hold for a huge amount of time anyway. These are awful. I would not wish these on anybody, and this is all anybody's selling. Valerie Sargent says Ulta has clear double-sided ones I wear, and I love them. Are they like this? Do they have the lines in them, and are they solid? Because I've got a bunch of these. I can't wear them. Katie Arbuckle says, oh gosh, yes, they suck. Yes. Yes, these are awful. So I am on a quest trying to find some kind of... And Fortin, why did you stop carrying these? So, yeah, that's my life. And my entire nail collection. I won't be able to wear it on a regular basis. So, but I'll try Ulta. Thank you. Clear double-sided ones. All right, so I'll get back to the questions. Ember Glows Bright says, what's the brand name of the ones you love? Enforten, Enforten. But they don't... Hang on. Hang on just a second. I think it just tried to... Yeah, it just... I'm trying to do this quickly, and it signed me into the wrong account. Oh, it's that kind of day. There we go. And Fortin. Because it doesn't want to come up normally. And I'm so sorry to bother everybody with this or take the time to do this. It's just I have a whole collection and I'm kind of stuck now. All right, that in the chat, that is the link to what I can't get. Anyway, all right. Thank you. Yeah, but it used to be about between $8 and $10 a pack, and there's one place that says they have a few, but they want like $25 for a pack, and I don't think they have many. So anyway, all right, I'll get back to the questions. But that is my entire nail collection is on pause, pretty much, and not the cute little paws. Oh, look at the sweetness. Don't look at the sweetness. Okay. I'm an adult. But it's so cute. Okay. 4810. Gigi had a question. Oh boy. 4820. Do I still have the graphic? Because I do. Okay, the question is, how will Gen Alpha vote when they reach voting age? Well, Gen Alpha. See, it's getting a little confusing about this X and millennial, or Xennial will be the older millennial, but the Gen, then there's Z, and then and it's a little confusing. And I am here to tell you, you are in the one place that is, this is here, this is my channel, and I am proposing we start using Pluto in certain signs, because the issues brought up when Plutos are in different signs and people are born during those times, they're the issues that people most have to deal with. People growing up have to deal with. I made this. And there are similarities. It's not an exact correlation, but ta-da! Because this is going to happen again. And if we just keep trying to make up names with random, and if you go back through here, the how long things were, Actually, this one doesn't look too bad, but sometimes the numbers are really screwy with how long these generations supposedly last. So, Gen Alpha, basically, it's Pluto and Capricorn. That's the generation. So, oh, Clotho 98. Thank you. I will check the chat box when I after I'm done here. Thank you for your help, everybody. Thank you. But anyway, I propose we start using this because it tells you a lot about what these the basic the kind of nature of a lot of these kinds of what they're dealing with and what have you. Pluto and Leo people were born they're born during World War II or after the part one of the boomers. And you have to split this up because some are like, well, early boomers and late boomers. No, they're the Pluto and Leo generation. Pluto went into Leo in 1939 and ta-da, World War II, because Pluto was kicking up everything about authoritarianism. I mean, you think we've been dealing with authoritarianism with Capricorn. Capricorn's about hierarchy. That's how you end up with someone who owns a skyscraper. Capricorn rules skyscrapers and hierarchy and aristocracy. But Leo is the sign of kings. And what are kings? Absolute dictators. And so they dealt with all of that, all the World War II stuff. Then Pluto in Virgo, 56 to 71. This right through here, 56 to 71. This is where you get, because Pluto is so meticulous and organized and all the beautiful Japanese like craftsmanship. That's what I think of when I think of Virgo. That meticulous, gorgeous craftsmanship of Virgo. But they can be very tense and they're very detail oriented. Also there's health sign and what have you. But this Pluto and Virgo, this is where you get all those videos of how to keep yourself neat and clean, how to date, how to do, this and that and the other. And everybody will conform. People will wear saddle shoes and they will be and you will be this way and you will be this way and you will be, and everyone will have their space. And then as it got closer into the 60s, in the late 60s, that's where there was so much Virgo in the air that there started being a reaction to it of too much, enough, we're not doing this anymore. And I am Pluto and Libra. And the thing about Pluto and Libra is about relationships. And it's the movie of the Pluto and Libra era was Kramer versus Kramer. So anyway, so Gen Alpha is the Pluto and Capricorn generation. So Pluto in Leo, this generation here, when they started voting, they tended to be a little bit more conservative. But that's not because, but they were fighting, they felt like they were under attack from authoritarians out there, outside. Your blankety Hitlers and your, those kind of people. So you have to stay strong here and be on guard. So, but Pluto in Capricorn kicked up all this energy, and it's just ugly, but it was here. So my guess is they're not going to be well pleased with people trying to take their rights away. Rob D says, Pluto in Virgo, the devil's in the details. Katie Arbuckle says that explains the Red Scare. Yep, B. Smith, Pluto and Virgo by the end. Took off the summer gloves, got rid of girdles, embraced pantyhose, women's power. Yeah. So I present to you my theory that this is what we should do. And I remember when the reason we call Gen X is because there was a book written. And I remember when it came out. I was in college. There was a book where someone was talking about our generation and was saying this is what Gen X is. And that's what started this whole Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'll just leave this up for a minute while I pull cards. The Pluto in Capricorn generation, how are they going to vote in general when they reach voting age? Well, a lot of them will have missed some of the extremism. But quoting an old song from, actually, I think it was after World War I, how are you going to keep them down on the farm when they've seen Gay Paris? They're used to a certain amount of freedom and access to information, and so if they were born, even if they were born in like 2008, and they're teenagers now, they're not even late teenagers yet. So, but they really they like their freedoms. Don't fence me in. And they're not going to like extremism either. And this is interesting because it's what I'm getting is that things are changing so quickly, and honestly with AI, which is really like every time Pluto changed signs, there was something specific. There was something big that happened related to that kind of things related to that sign. When Pluto entered Cancer, World War I. Pluto entered Leo, World War II. Pluto in Virgo, this had to do with the Red Scare, the Cold War, this kind of thing. Pluto in Libra, right in here or just after, this is where you get Roe v. Wade. So suddenly women have more options. They're not forced to settle as much. There's question about like in Kramer versus Kramer, who's got, there's a divorce, who's got custody. You're starting to you get latchkey kids because women are going back to work, or sorry, they're going back to work after they have children. And all of this. Pluto in Scorpio, 83, 84 is when Scorpio rules the nether regions. Scorpio is 84 is when they finally discovered the AIDS virus. And it was all about power and shoulder pads and big hair and taking on this kind of masculine thing about power, as opposed to just saying, no, I have power in myself. I don't need to dress like a man with broad shoulders. But that was Scorpio's about power. So you can go through the whole thing. Pluto in Sagittarius is all about the waif. It's all about this kind of youth, boyishness, travel, and optimism, and it's kicking up that energy. But if you're going to point to anything along here and say, when would we get the waif, and when would we get, considering Sagittarius can be a little hedonistic, biggest hedonists I've ever met in my life were all Sagittarians. Not all Sagittarians are hedonists, but the hedonists I've met happen all will be Sagittarians. Heroin chic. That's where we got that. Pluto went to Capricorn, banking crash. There were all of these people who had raised their status by buying homes, but it wasn't strong. There weren't deep roots. So Pluto started plowing that field, housing crash. And now in Pluto, as Pluto's going to Aquarius, I mean, it's hard to say ahead of time what the big thing's going to be, but I'll bet you money that Pluto in Aquarius, it's the rise of AI. It's going to be a big, big deal. Things are going to look very different in 20 years. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. So people born into Pluto and Capricorn, by the time they are of voting age, then chances are they're going to be dealing with all the Aquarian energy. That's in the same way I'm Pluto and Libra, but I was a teenager all through Pluto and Scorpio. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, all right. Oh, thank you, Arlene. That's brilliant. Thank you for sharing your chart with us. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Tristra says what she says about Sagittarius. That is me. Thursday, what about Pluto and Scorpio? Did I not? I mentioned about the AIDS epidemic and all. It's all about power and greed is good. It's very Scorpio. All right. Okay, so that actually I have filled the whole hour. Let's go back to Kitty. Okay, so that is going to do it for me. But I will be back here tomorrow because I am literally here every single day of the year, and I have been for years, multiple. Thank you, everybody. I got a certificate, a little electronic certificate from vidIQ, actually, because I have their thing installed, and that I have reached earlier this month. Oh my gosh, videos on this channel, I've reached 8.5 million views. Thank you. Holy cow. And we're at 17,000 subscribers. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So it's 1:11 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. It's Sarah's day off today and tomorrow. And yeah, but I'll be over there for Creative Sprints. And then tomorrow, gosh, let me see. Yes, I will be right back here. Same cat time, same cat channel. Yes, I'm an adult. Thank you. All right, hang in there. Hang in there. You are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right, I'll see you right back here tomorrow.